reach out to ethnic communities, invite them to and welcome them into your clubs and to try this amazing game.
Curling now enters the Sports Weekend spotlight.
Is that a Korean shirt you're wearing there, by the way?
This is the actual jersey that was signed by the whole the Team Kim members and given to my daughter Emma at the 2018 Ford World Curling Championships in North Bay.
Okay, so you live in Ontario. Tell me your connection to the Korean team. How did that start?
I'm going to try to condense this. I know this is limited time, but 2003, the Koreans actually qualified the men for the World Curling Championships, first time ever. I organized a cheering party of about 20 to 30 Koreans there in the picture.
Wow.
And the Korean coach bounded up to us in the stands and wanted to go out to dinner with me and some of these friends of mine so that she could ask me to connect her to a Winnipeg area curling club that had been recently built so that she can build the first dedicated curling club in Korea. And so I connected them with the Fort Garry Curling Club. But soon after that first connection, I lost contact. And so 15 years later, at the World Championships in North Bay, upon my daughter's frantic like begging of me, we met the team, and then I basically met up with this man who was managing curling in Korea and found out that they had actually taken, there's a picture of my family with the team there.
Wow.
My daughter's just above the Korean flag, flanked by Eun Jung Kim and Sun Young Kim.
Yeah.
So they had actually taken the blueprints from Fort Garry Curling Club and built that Uisung Curling Center where the Garlic Girls actually learned how to curl and practiced.
Incredible.
Wow, that's incredible. And, you know, Devin and I were in Pyeongchang, so we saw the frenzy media attention for the Garlic Girls there. It was just wild.
Yeah.
What impact has that had on the growth of the sport in Korea? Do you know?
Well, at that time, I think there was a golden opportunity for Korea to just explode the sport of curling in 2018. I don't know if you know the epilogue of that story. The Team Kim Curlers had a press conference in October of the same year, really revealing that they had been abused. There was stolen money from the bond spiels, the cash money that they had won. And so that management team was investigated and was banned for life from curling in Korea.
Wow.
And so the second part of the story was Eun Jung Kim actually reached out to me to get reconnected to Peter Gallant to have him coach them. That was actually taken this past October when they were in Toronto. And Cho Hee is actually photobombing in the center there. That's who that is. But I was able to reconnect the team. And I'm hoping I had a small part to do with them getting back to Beijing.
I'm sure you had a little bit of magic going on there. That's a really powerful story of how somebody in Canada can make this connection. Tell me about curling in Canada for the Korean community, especially. I asked if we see an impact on that in Korea, but do we see it within Canada?
I love that question, Colleen. So 2018, the Korean community, I think it was Leaside Curling Club, actually reached out to the Korean community and did like a learn to curl, and several dozen Koreans came out and learned how to curl for the first time. But after 2018, there was a bit of a downslope, right? And so what me and the very few Korean Canadians that do curl were hoping for is that Team Kim would have a good performance here in Beijing, and both in Korea and here in Canada, that rise and that interest back up, so that hopefully curling would expand. And if I could take this opportunity, what I would love to do is reach out and ask curling clubs, my own curling club and ones across Canada, to reach out to ethnic communities, invite them to and welcome them into your clubs and to try this amazing game, because it is, Colleen and Devin, you both know, so cool to play, and it's so much fun. And yeah, just to see more ethnic diversity and inclusion.
Wouldn't that be an awesome thing? And in fairness to curling clubs, I know I've said this before, we've had Andrew Paris on, who's doing a fabulous job trying to encourage BIPOC youth especially to take up the game, is that the curling clubs are run by volunteers. And so they're busy making ice, painting walls, doing everything at a club. And so the last thing they ever think about often is the membership drive, except it's almost an afterthought at the end of the day. But that's not an excuse. It could also be, you know, coming from the national body as well to encourage more people, because wouldn't it be fabulous someday to see a more diverse crowd here at the curling venue and at curling clubs across Canada.
Absolutely. So. Colleen, can I just say, I think, because I've been watching curling for quite some time, I miss your kilts. I wish we could see more curlers, even the men, curl in kilts.
Men in kilts.
Former member of the Canadian Forces, so tradition and uniform, all of this means a lot to me.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I am surprised we don't see a few sort of Taylor Swift kind of style, short little tennis skirts out here. I think it would that kind of kilt, like the hip ones, not the ones we wore, but ours were hip in the day, weren't they? Who am I kidding? Thank you for reminding me of the kilts. I might pull mine out of the closet, Melvin.
Yeah, will match well with your lumberjack outfit.
You know, the great thing about kilts, though, I can tell you right now, you can have like a fat meal and gain weight, and that kilt still fits you. No, because there's so much fabric in a kilt. It's like, it's the perfect outfit. There's not a waistband per se. You're wrapped in cloth. Think Mel Gibson in
Mel Gibson in Braveheart. There you go.
Thank you. That was a good look. That was
okay. You two. Okay, you two.
We'll stop.
Melvin.
Thank you for all the points, Melvin. Yeah, it was so nice to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me. Really, really appreciate it. And Devin, congratulations on getting to Beijing for the Paralympics. I'll be watching you there.
Thank you. That's very kind, Melvin. Wonderful to talk to you.
And Melvin, we're not going to ask you for a Go Korea Go. We want a Go Canada Go rant today.
Oh, we'll do it. We'll do it. Go Canada Go!